Next is Denis Nazarov. Denis started as a photographer, an art photographer, and he told me that he was fascinated by the fact that his work could spread virally, and yet knowledge about who made it had limits, and he wanted to address that problem through Mediachain. Denis, tell me about Mediachain.
Thank you, Wendy. So Mediachain is an open universal media library, and it enables participants to collaboratively describe creative works in a decentralized system. And the goal of Mediachain is to connect creators directly to audiences through content itself. So today, an image can easily go viral on the internet and millions of people will see it, but it's very hard to know who actually made that piece of content and to connect to the creator directly. Mediachain empowers developers and creators with technology similar to Shazam and Google reverse image search to resolve to metadata about creative works in a decentralized network.
So let me get this straight, Denis. Vint Cerf writes many articles. He's an entity, and he's connected through Mediachain to his co-writers and through many different articles that he's written. And this is somehow immutable because of what Mediachain does?
Yeah, I think a paper is a great example of a complex bundle that an entity that references that consists of many other entities. And Mediachain will allow to basically cryptographically link these entities together in this collaborative system where the paper could start with referencing Vint or other participants or anything he references in this dynamic way, but also enabled for people in the future to verify his results, annotate it, extend it, etc. Okay, so at the conference we talked a lot about location addressing and the problems with that, where you have a link rot and the difficulty of caching, and then we talked about content addressing, where if you take the hash of a file, you have really great properties where it doesn't matter who's serving the file for you, you have a verified address for it. But the problem with media is that creative works such as images are changing formats all the time as they travel the internet. So an insight we had was that what if we could address a concept instead of content? So everyone knows what the Mona Lisa looks like. If you're shown a JPEG or a PNG of it, we're talking about the same thing. And technologies like Shazam and Google image search offer us solutions to using media to query, and sort of that was the inspiration for Mediachain. So on the internet, attribution is easily lost, and context and history around media is not preserved at all. So we see things like this, where an image is shared by an account that aggregates content. Nowhere is attribution for the creator given. If I press like on this Twitter post, that gratitude goes to the account instead of the creator. And Mediachain is a combination of a decentralized database and content ID. So a decentralized database allows anyone to participate. There's no central point of control or failure, and it creates a logical data space. And this is built on top of IPFS, libp2p, which is what backs IPFS, allows us to create this kind of network. Okay, so imagine there was one instance of the Mona Lisa that was slightly yellower and one that was slightly bluer. Using image recognition technology, it would allow us to resolve to one identifier. This enables us to collaboratively talk about the same work. So MoMA might have in their collection a Picasso image, and the Tate might have a record for the same artwork. And one supplies the title, one supplies the author. We can link these statements with one canonical identifier so we can talk about them together. Content ID also allows us to search with an image. So you're all familiar with Google reverse image search. What if we gave that technology to developers and creators? That would allow that image in your Twitter feed that's currently anonymous to resolve to this rich metadata that was contributed by participants in a decentralized system. So the data structure, participants make statements about works, and we allow you to derive metadata from existing formats to be interoperable with other data in the system. And everything is cryptographically signed with a key pair. And this forms a chain, and the chain is walked to create a complete picture. So Tate has provided some metadata, MoMA has provided some other metadata, and at read time we can create a complete view of the world about this artwork. If there's a statement by some third party that is writing garbage, we can discard that at read time and still get a clear view of the world. And we think that this creates a network effect in a decentralized system. And some applications of this are annotation. It allows you to surface metadata conflicts that different organizations might currently have in their siloed databases. And it gives creators in our organizations automatic attribution and analytics for their content. So like MoMA has opened up their data set, their content is all over the internet, no one knows that these images are actually part of their collection. Using Mediachain, we can automate the resolution of this attribution and basically create a channel for gratitude to flow directly through content itself. This will enable us to search across different data sets that are currently siloed. We get these global IDs, so we get to collaboratively talk about works. We can collaborate around data in a shared space. In the cultural heritage space, it's important for participants to have a uniform format and system to collaborate, and today there's no kind of united solutions for that. Content addressing allows easy redundancy, so if there's participants in the cultural heritage segment, they could easily provide redundancy for each other's data. Internet Archive could be pinning MoMA's data. The DPLA, the Digital Public Library of America, can be providing hosting space as well, and commercial organizations can do that very easily as well. And again, the most important thing is attribution. We want to basically create a channel to exchange value between a creator and their fans or their audience. So today, this will allow us to know who made something, so you can tell them, hey, I really like what you made, and we hope in the future the same channel can be used to exchange value directly in monetary value. And that's where projects like Interledger and IPDB IPDB for licensing, Interledger for payments are become really important. And we need help. We would love for any organizations with data about media to contribute data to the Mediachain network. We'd love open source contributions, and we really see Mediachain as a platform for the next generation of media apps. That if there's a universal library where you can access creative works, media, songs, videos, and reuse them on the terms of the creator, we think that will really drive all kinds of new innovation. A developer could build the next Spotify with a more interesting user interface or a better curation. Today they cannot do that because all those data sets are locked up and inaccessible. We have an open Slack, we have a website, follow us on Twitter, and check us out on GitHub, and thanks so much.
Cool. 5 minutes.